Today it was brought to the attention of U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. that John Pendleton is a conflict of interest to all cases in New Hampshire, clients and defendants. You will never get a fair hearing if you have Judge Pendleton in Rockingham County, especially if you go through Seacoast Mental Health, because he is the director. Therefore, he has the right to go through your records. Isn't that scary? Okay, so that's a conflict of interest. Whatever he sees in those records, he's already got in mind to use against you in the courtroom. That's an obvious. Judge Pendleton also happens to be the one that's in a newspaper article stating and telling his male team players that do whatever it takes to win. Do you know what kind of seed that plants in a little boy's head? Violence, criminal activity. It could mean anything, right? So do you really think that you want him as a judge, let alone a director of mental health? Not a good idea, people. And just a little bit more to that, Judge Pendleton is the one that has denied pretty much every restraining order and domestic violence order that a female goes to his courtroom to apply for. And that is a fact. Now, let's talk about William Eugene Asher, a friend of John Pendleton, the judge, and I can confirm that too. There's been a lot of frivolous activity with my husband for many, many decades, and he's still living as an imposter, a con man, and embezzling money, creating and committing crimes throughout the state of New Hampshire and other states. He's a music director. He's a gay performer up and down the seacoast. I also make you aware that when he was arrested in 1995, he had 21 different identities shoved in to the panel of his truck door, and they all came from Harlan, Kentucky, his face, and other people's names and information, okay? Now, last night on the news, there was a video about DMV fraud, Department of Motor Vehicle fraud in Kentucky, where all these identifications were being made up, and the police are still hiding the information. So is Judge John Pendleton. Listen to this.
The state didn't want this out. Fraud inside Kentucky's transportation cabinet. Licenses issued without a driver's test.
It is an ongoing WDRB investigation, and tonight we hear from a whistleblower who says coworkers used her login to pull off this scheme.
People were being paid underneath the table.
They say sometimes
I immediately let my supervisor know about it.
truth hurts. Did you ever think that this would cost you your job?
No,
And for Melissa Mormon,
I was angry for a long time.
this is one of those.
It hurts me that I'm talking about this, and I actually like where I was working at.
Times.
I came in to the office that day. My computer was shut down. I was told to go to the front door. Detectives came in. They interviewed me. That was it.
Mormon says she was fired 3 months after she sent this letter to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, blowing the whistle that workers at the NIA Center licensing branch were selling driver's licenses under the table to people who never took the driver's test.
Undocumented workers.
How did it work? What was going on?
The undocumented workers would come into the office in groups. They would provide them either permits or driver's license illegally. So they will bypass without even taking the test.
How much?
$200 per person.
Up to 5 times a day, she says. Was this an everyday thing?
Almost, yes.
I first reported on the driver's license fraud investigation in April after getting my hands on one of the state's revocation letters. We learned the transportation cabinet sent more than 1,500 of them in 5 months, telling drivers their license was issued in air and must be returned where they could be criminally charged. At the time, state officials confirmed at least 2 terminations, and ongoing state and federal investigations focused on the NIA Center in West Louisville and the E-Town license branch. But they denied all of our records requests, withholding 2,300 documents on the fraud.
I found out it may have been going on for a couple of years before it was found out.
We're told it wasn't as simple as people getting state-issued driver's license or permits without taking a test. She says 2 of her colleagues at the NIA Center approached her with a business venture, asking if she wanted to get in on the scheme.
I was asked to bring certain customers in, and they are brought in to me without signing in. and you would scan their documents as usual.
Documents made to look legitimate, like birth certificates and social security cards, according to the letter she wrote to the state. But a key to pulling off this scheme was making sure the required Homeland Security screening was never run.
I started getting these emails saying, "Are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?"
And that's where it unraveled. She says those workers were using her login, a password she says her bosses made her share, as all workers at the driver's license branch did not have their own. Norman was training to be a supervisor.
Oh, I'm aware. My husband, William Eugene Asher, is having me stalked. That's nothing new. But you're all recognized for underestimating my strength. Just ask Sten Liam. And you think that I'm crazy for telling you the truth. I refused to give my physical address yesterday in the court, 10th District Court. Gave me a hard time about that, but no, you're not having my address. And I have that right to withhold, especially with all of what's going on, such as this. During the time that I'm waiting for the answer from the court, I'm still getting stalked. Here's a sign of gang stalking when they drive right up and park on you. This is me. I already filed lawsuits, and now I request Washington, D.C. to pick up. This right here is also William Eugene Asher. Here is the hidden information and case number, Stratford County Sheriff's Department. Here he is again. And this is the former detective from New Hampshire State Police that signed off on the case in 1995 after he was apprehended, William Eugene Asher. So again, do you see my dog here? She was listed in the lawsuits. She is listed in the lawsuits, and she was stolen and still not returned. So I'm asking everybody to pay attention and start asking questions, file FOIA, and get results. Ah, yes, Eric Millar hid the information, what you just heard. Nah, I wasn't able to reach him. Yes, good morning. Who am I?
Information Center. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to speak with a clerk at the Caledonia Courthouse. Now you're going to hear Vermont Court talking about William Eugene Asher and his charges for warrant out of Rutland County, Rutland City, Vermont.
Violation of conditions of probation.
Violation of conditions of probation, April 2020, Rutland County. Okay, I greatly appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
State's Attorney's Office, this is Jennifer.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. My name is Kate, and I'm to a William Eugene Asher. This is important. William Eugene Asher. Date of birth, 11/26/1969.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so he is over in Rochester, Dover, New Hampshire area.
The warrant that we have, I can't tell if he can be extradited out of New Hampshire, but yeah, the only thing we can have any effect on is the warrant that we have right here.
I can tell you he's going to be performing at the Rutland Theater. He performs at the Arts Repertory Theaters.
I do understand that.
No, I'm just telling you, I just thought. Next video, we'll talk about Greenland, New Hampshire, and Michael Drake's relationship to William Eugene Asher when they lived in Bellows Falls, Vermont area, and dismissed case because why? They planted evidence, they lied about me, and there was never a warrant. So there was a dismissal. And again, that's part of a lawsuit.